We got the breaking news coming out this morning. President Trump announced that the biggest trade deal so far is a new trade deal with the United Kingdom. Now, this comes on the heels of all of the chaos that broke out over the tariffs and the trade war, and now we will see an updated version of what that deal looks like, including automobiles and everything that comes from the UK, as we are one of their top exporters and importers. I think they said they're fourth in the world. So this is a big win. You should take it as a big win. Hopefully things to come. We've seen that now even happen where he said there's going to be discussions this week in China, or for China, with China, as they move towards hopefully trade deals across the country.
That's right. So the meetings will take place in Geneva with China. But this deal that was announced by President Trump, and he had the Prime Minister of England, of the United Kingdom, on the phone, and they announced what is a strategic framework. This is a big win. This is really the first big win of this entire trade war, as they like to claim it, but really the president trying to bring back fairness in the way that we conduct global trade. And what's interesting about this, Logan, and we'll get more into it with Professor Hutchison in the next segment, is that much of the things that they're agreeing to aren't necessarily about tariffs. It's about the non-tariff barriers to each other's market. So things like the agriculture that we send to the United Kingdom. So this will be a great thing for American farmers, for agriculture sector, as we look for the final details. But the fact that they have agreed to it is fantastic. We know that the UK had lots of tariffs levied upon them, as other countries did as well at the beginning of this trade war. As people want to categorize it, I more think it's a resetting of global trade is maybe a better way to look at it. But Professor, when you look at this, we just have a framework, but we see that it will really benefit the U.S. agriculture sector, also some of the automotive tariffs, as well as building material tariffs that were placed upon British products will come down as a result of this. And it looks like it's not only a good thing for the trade between the United States and the United Kingdom, but it potentially gives a roadmap for other countries. We know that South Korea, India, Japan, they're teasing are all imminent deals, but that it could give a roadmap how other countries could come to the table of the United States and successfully get to a deal.
I think you're precisely correct, and your last point, I think, is spot on. I think it's very important for the United States to develop a pattern for deal-making in this arena. That's number one. Number two, as the United States puts together a roadmap for future deals, this will settle the economic markets, it will settle the financial markets, and I also think this is an opportunity for Donald Trump to deliver once again without driving up prices in the United States. So essentially, the United Kingdom will reduce non-tariff trade barriers on U.S. exports, including agricultural products, automobile products, and aircraft engines. The agreement will allow American products to be fast-tracked through the customs process in Great Britain. I think the only sticking point that I see going forward is the fact that with respect to agricultural products will have to comply with UK food standards.
Another interesting aspect of this is, one, these were non-tariff barriers to entry to the markets, whether it be how they process things coming through, things that slowed down or created larger headaches or issues for American products to be sold in the UK. So not only is it something that a lot of times tariffs lower the demand, but this was lowering demand just for some of the red tape and issues of getting American goods into the United Kingdom. But once again, we also talked about how before the show, the Fed chair yesterday, Jerome Powell, decided to leave the rates, the federal rates, as status quo for another period of time. There was some talk that they didn't see really maybe even an opportunity for this to shift in this entire year. You mentioned that England actually lowered their rates yesterday, their central bank. But this could be a good sign if this deal and more deals follow through, that there is a positive outlook to the central bank on the U.S. economy, and therefore could put us in a much stronger position going forward.
I think you're precisely correct. So Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, has been reluctant to lower interest rates in the United States, in part due to trade uncertainty. That's number one. Number two, he feared that tariffs would do what? Raise inflation rates in the United States. So he wanted to keep interest rates high. But I think this particular deal with the United Kingdom signals that Donald Trump is serious about negotiating what? Agreements. So going forward, I forecast, and don't make any financial decisions based on this information. Going forward, interest rates in the United States will indeed fall. And despite what Jerome Powell has done, mortgage rates in the United States have already fallen. So mortgage rates are likely to come down even further as people anticipate lower inflation rates.
Hopefully
and so that's important news for the American people.
It's hopefully a good sign for everyone. I know that, look, we can't forecast one way or the other, but I think that will hopefully give a big relief to people. There's a lot of people right now who would move, who would sell, who would do it, but just can't. I would put myself even in that space. There are times where we've thought, my wife and I are like, okay, we've been in our house for X number of years, 10 plus years. Let's see what else out there. And right now, it's not even necessarily only the fact that the prices have gone up. It's the percentage, your mortgage rate is just so killer that your payment, you could live in the same house and my payment would quadruple.
That's absolutely a fact. And so one of our neighbors would like to sell his house, but he has a 2.5% interest mortgage. And so if he buys another house, again, his mortgage rates or his basic outlay per month will double, even though they would love to move.
Yeah,
so I think a lot of people are stuck.
Yeah, then it halts inventory being available for people who want to move, for people that want to come in. It really starts almost changing the demographics of what's happening and the geographics that are happening within your own community. But right now, I think when you see a moment like this where the UK does a deal, hopefully that means more are to come. Like you said, President Trump meeting with people who are not necessarily his best friends, who have not been his biggest supporters, will show he will sit down with these countries and have these tough negotiations and get it done. The UK is a good sign because, look, we all spent a lot of time there. I think there's a lot of people, just like America, on both sides of the fence there that see why they need to have a good relationship with us. You may see the sort of loud vocal left, if you will, coming from the UK, and sure, it definitely exists. But from my time there are a lot of people who see the U.S. as a vital part of their economy.
Absolutely. And I think another positive signal was President Trump's meeting with Mark Carney, the Canadian Prime Minister, recently.
Seemed pleasant.
Even though Mark Carney has said some pretty harsh things about Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is happy to meet with Lord Mandelson, who is the UK ambassador. The UK ambassador, Mandelson, has said some very harsh and negative things about Trump. But Donald Trump, I think, is prepared to negotiate with anyone who will cut a deal in American interest.
We are so excited to announce the ACLJ's brand new app, completely redesigned to provide you with the best tools available to partner with us at the ACLJ. You can watch the daily Secular program, sign the petitions, customize your ACLJ membership experience, donate with the click of a button, and receive up-to-the-minute critical updates that the mainstream media can't censor. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to your phone's app store, search ACLJ, and click install. It's that simple.